Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I have a bit of great news for you today, and that is of course that I found myself a marathon. Alright, so I guess I'll give you a bit of an update first about last week's running. I did not do that many kilometers. I only did, I think, 47 kilometers last week. And that is because I'm trying to heal my leg as much as possible so that way I could go into this big training block before my next marathon with a healthy leg, and that way I could actually put some hardcore dedication into it so I could actually do the workouts that I want to do. On the Monday, I did do a 20-kilometer run. It felt pretty good during it, I'm not gonna lie. I went 10 kilometers, kind of felt a little bit of tightness, so I stretched, went another 6, felt tightness, so I stretched, went another 4, and then I stretched again, didn't feel any pain afterwards. The next day, on the Tuesday, I actually did a 7-kilometer run, but that was only because I started actually feeling some tightness and some pain, and so I figured maybe the 20 kilometers, that tightness actually translated into aggravating my injury. So Wednesday I decided to take off just to give it that extra day of recovery. Usually that extra day off kind of put it over the edge and made it a lot better for the next day. So I did my 10 kilometer that I normally would after a day off, and I still felt off. And then Friday, tried it again, felt off on a 10 kilometer again. So I decided, you know what, maybe it's best to just take Saturday and Sunday off. So that's what happened at 47 kilometers. Body feels great. The leg feels good right now. I don't feel any tenseness walking around, which I did during the weekend, so that's good. I'm seeing mass improvements. As for this upcoming week, I'm not sure what kind of mileage I will be doing, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to ramp it up back up to, the 80 to 100 kilometer mark without actually aggravating it again. So that would be amazing. The IT band syndrome injury has been quite annoying, I'm not gonna lie, if you guys haven't been able to tell. It's the first injury in a long time that's actually put me off running and forcing me to take not only one day off, but several days off. I'm hopeful that I'm kind of at the end of it. It feels better than it has basically since the injury started, which is good. I don't know if today exactly, which is Monday, I should take a day off just to try to put it, completely over that last milestone, and that way on Tuesday I could just ramp it up, maybe do my classic 10 kilometer, see if there's any discomfort at all, which I'm hoping there will not be for once. Running with discomfort is absolutely no fun, as I'm sure a lot of you tell. Each step you're just hoping there's no pain, hoping there's no pain. It's just not the way to run. It's not enjoyable, and I absolutely hate it. So now to jump into actually why I'm sure all of you clicked this button, and that is my upcoming marathon. So I have a marathon that's going to be happening on September 19th, 2020, which is amazing. I was almost convinced that there was no marathons that were going to be happening in Canada this year. It's a very, very small event typically. It's called That Damn Hill in London, Ontario. It's also a 24-hour marathon and a ultra marathon event as well. But typically in the marathon, they didn't have anywhere over 50 participants. As far as social distancing goes, it makes it a little bit easier. So the event itself is actually a 2.25 kilometer loop, which is actually perfect because part of their social distancing guidelines is they actually want you to kind of set up your own water station. Get a family member or a friend to set up a water station for you, have the water there. Or of course, if you don't have someone, you can bring your water with you. But conveniently, if you're trying to make Boston like I am, you don't want to be lugging around all this water with you. So having a friend there who could supply you with water every 2.25 kilometers, which typically is around what the water stations are in an actual marathon anyways, so it's actually perfect. I could actually have some extra goos there as well, you know, because I won't have too many pockets with me and I'll probably need a couple extra. So the loop actually really helps them be able to host this event, since they don't have to have all the extra staff there for hydration stations. You don't have a lot of people going for water at once or even touching all the extra water or anything, you know. It just makes it a lot easier just to have your own water station there. So that is an added bonus. I haven't actually seen the course itself, but I am aware that there is a little bit of a hill. It's not a massive hill or anything. The title is because there is a hill in the 2.25 kilometer loop. I think you have to do it like 17 to 18 times, so I think that's where the title actually comes from, because in a marathon, once you're at those final stages, that hill, even though it might not be that big, it's gonna seem a little bit bigger in the end. I have been training in a lot of elevation. 2 of my runs per week is usually a very hilly run. So I just have to make sure I do a couple long runs there just to get used to the hills when I'm pretty deep into a run, because that'll really help during this course. Also, looking at the past results of this race, there's a chance I might even be able to win. I don't know. Some of the times that I've seen in the past, my time at the Toronto Marathon, which of course is a different course, I don't know how it'll translate, but it would have been a winning time. I've never actually won a race before, you know. The closest I came was last year at the Massey Marathon. I came 4th out of I think 70 people, but I've never won before in a long distance race. So you never know. I'm very hopeful that I'll at least be able to compete, even if someone is, you know, doing low like 250 or something. I might not be able to get that, but if I could get pretty close to that, I'll be happy, you know, and it'll actually drive me to do better maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting in some quality effort to try to get this win. Yeah, the ultimate goal is to make Boston, but it'd be very nice to get a nice little first place ribbon. I don't know, medal, ribbon, I don't know. And of course, the most important thing about this marathon is that is a Boston qualifier. That's right, if I get sub 3 hours in this course, it's a Boston qualifier, so I could submit my time and try to get into the Boston Marathon. I just have to try to, you know, not bunk like I did at the Toronto Marathon. I was doing pretty good till about 32 kilometers, and then I completely lost it. I went from like a 4:08 pace or a 4:10 pace, and then I bonked to about a 4:30 pace for the final drive, which ended up putting me 42 seconds off. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. I'm gonna use my experience and knowledge, hopefully, to allow that not to happen. For example, I barely drank any water. I didn't drink much Gatorade. I didn't have any goos, which help raise your glycogen levels, which help prevent you from bonking. So, you know, there's a couple things I can do. Another thing is I'm also better trained, so I'm actually going to try to do the same pace that I was going at the Toronto Marathon for the first 30 kilometers, which would gear me up to do 2:55 if I can maintain that pace. I think I went a little bit too hard at the Toronto Marathon based on my fitness level, which again allowed me to bonk. So I'm a lot more hopeful this year. Why don't you leave down in the comments, maybe smash the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Later this week, I'll be releasing another video in the How to Become a Better Runner series, which is going to be based on the long run. That'll probably be, you know, Thursday or Friday, but we'll see. And then next week, of course, I'll do another weekly update video. Hopefully the next update I'll have a lot more about actually running as opposed to just about my race update. For your sake, I hope I don't have to talk about my IT band syndrome injury anymore. I know I'm sick of saying it. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. So hopefully I could just get back into my high mileage training, my high intensity training, and that way I could absolutely kill this marathon and make it to Boston and show you guys the experience as I go. So for all you runners out there, run on, and I'll see you next video. Peace.